Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of FTB Infinity Evolved Expert Mode. And in today's episode, I'm really excited because we are going to be getting quite a bit done. I think I've got everything I need prepped in this chest. Did some work between episodes, of course. But today, we are going to be getting some more machinery going, and hopefully we're going to be able to upgrade our Tinker's tools to the stuff like the hammer and the lumber axe and all that kind of good stuff as well. So the first thing we're going to need to do is make ourselves a compressor and a metal former. And for that, I'm going to need to make some of these insulated copper cables, which require a cutter. So let's grab 3 iron plates and 2 iron ingots. And there we go. That gets us the cutter. And then we need to turn a bunch of that stuff into copper wire. We're going to need a total of, well, actually quite a lot. I think we have to do pretty much all of these into copper cables like that. There we go. And then we'll combine 12 of those with this rubber, and that will make insulated copper cables, which is what we need. So we're good there. And actually, you know what? Let's just grab all of this stuff out of here. There we go. So we got that part going. Then we need to make an electronic circuit, and we're actually going to need 2 of these, 1 for each. And finally, we need to make 2 basic machine casings as well, which was iron plates and surrounding an iron chipset, which we made using the assembly table that we built last episode. So I think we're good. We'll make the compressor, and then we need to make the metal former. And that one's a little bit trickier. We need to make a toolbox. So we're going to need some bronze casings. And to make those, we'll grab our forge hammer. There we go. And we're going to need 10 bronze item casings, which is just bronze plates. So let's go ahead and do a bunch of those. Oh, you know what? Let's try that again. There we go. And then we can just hammer those again and turn them into the bronze casings. And combining those with a chest will make this toolbox. Okay. Then we need to make a couple of coils. And I knew I forgot to grab something. We're going to need 3 iron ingots and a bunch of these copper cables. And there we go. We'll make 3 of those. And then finally, I guess we have to put that one in manually. That's all right. So toolbox, 3 coils, and there we go. We now have a compressor and a metal former, and that's going to be really important because we need those to make refined iron plates and dense refined iron plates. So let's take those up here. I moved my generators because they were kind of over by the smeltery and looking terrible. In fact, this whole area is really kind of looking terrible, and I'm really excited to move out of here because good things will happen. So let's see, we will put the compressor hooked up to the survivalist generator, and then we'll put the metal former hooked up to the culinary generator, I guess. So let's take a look now. In order to make a basic machine block, we're going to need several of these dense iron plates. I'm going to need 3 of them. Or I'm sorry, 4 of them for the 2 machines I want to make, and I think I'm going to need 3 more to make the tool forge, if I remember correctly. 4 of them to make the tool forge. Okay, so let's take a look at those real quick. To make the dense iron plates, the first thing we need to do is put a steel ingot into the metal former, okay? So we'll put, let's see, we need 4 plus another 4. So we're going to need 8 of those. Why is that not working? What am I doing wrong? Oh, here we go. Mode rolling. There we go. And power gen? Where's the power gen go? Does it go on top, maybe? Nope. Let me see if I can get this figured out off camera, guys. I'll be right back with you. Alright guys, I am back, and I have some bad news. I broke it to try and put the generator underneath, and it turned back into a basic machine casing, which scares me a little bit. This says effective tool pickaxe. Tell me this one doesn't do the same thing. Oh, it does. Okay, so, lesson learned, be very careful as to where you put those things, because now I need to remake both of those. Ah, that's frustrating. I'll be back with you in just a little bit. Alright guys, I am back, and I've got the machines remade. I had to go and mine out a bunch of copper, so it took me a little longer than I was hoping because I was pretty much out of copper. But I think I figured out what the problem is. The thing is, industrial craft machines run on EU, and my generators are producing RF. And that just kind of escaped my mind when I was initially setting them up. So, I think I have a solution for that. If we go into immersive engineering, we can hook up a couple of these low voltage wire connectors, and according to somewhere that I read, they will automatically convert RF into EU. So that is what we're going to attempt to do here. Let's make some of those. And then we also need to make some of the actual low voltage wire. And that's copper ingots surrounded by a treated stick. So to make the treated sticks, we'll just do that. Make a few of those. And I need some copper ingots. Here we go. Let's just make like, oh, that's all? Wow. Okay, well, either way, this should work now, in theory. And as far as placing down the machines, I'm kind of scared to do this because they can break if I pick them back up. I looked that up, and I basically, to avoid any chance of them breaking and turning back into the machine blocks, I need an electric wrench, and I think I'm kind of quite a ways away from being able to use an electric wrench. So, let's hope that this works. We'll put wire connectors on top of each of those, and then I'll put down my generators. Those I can move more easily. So let's just put the generators down like right here. And, oh, that's not the wire connector. Here we go. We need the wire, and we'll connect those, and then we'll connect those as well. And I think, yeah, there we go. Now we have power. Oh, thank goodness. That was kind of a fear that I had. I was like, oh no, I'm not going to be able to use my machines. But that's a relatively easy fix. Okay, so now, back to what I was doing. If we take our steel, we should be able to turn this stuff into the dense iron plates that we need to make stuff. So, let's see. First we'll do the metal former, and we want that in rolling mode, and I'm going to put 8 steel ingots in there. And those should turn into, I believe it's just regular steel plates, right? Refined iron plates. There we go. Then we'll end up taking those, and we'll put them in here. And those should compress down into dense. Although maybe it takes 2. Let's see here. Dense iron plates. Oh, it takes 9. Oh, that's so much steel. Okay. Well, this might take me a little longer than I had thought. Alright, I'm going to let these do their thing, guys, and I'll be back with you in just a little bit. Alright, guys, I am back, and this stuff is still chugging away, making me dense refined iron plate, still going. I've got more steel smelting up over there in the blast furnace, but what I want to do is I want to go ahead and make the tool forge, which will be from Tinker's Construct, and that's going to be something that we're really going to need to make better tools. So let's just put that down right here. And then I've got enough iron in here. I'm going to make myself an iron hammer and an iron lumber axe. So let's start with the lumber axe. And I'm just going to start pouring this stuff in. These are not going to be the end game tools. So I'm just going to make them entirely out of iron for now. I'll worry more about some of the other stuff later on. But let's take that, and then I'm going to need 3 of these. So you guys get the idea. I'll be back with you in just a minute. All right, guys, I am back. I've finished up making all the tool parts that we need. So let's go ahead and make ourselves an iron lumber axe and an iron hammer. And that's just going to make my resource gathering much easier because I'll be able to run around and I'll be able to chop down whole trees all at once and all sorts of good stuff like that. Now, this is still going to take a while before I'm ready to actually really make all the machines that I want, but I've got a relatively good start, and we can make one very important machine. Looks like it's going to be late here pretty soon. So let me get some stuff together for that, and I'll be back with you in just a little bit. All right, guys, I am back, and I think I have everything ready to make a couple of basic machine frames, finally. So we've got some crushed obsidian going here in the rock crusher. There we go. We'll take that. And, I'm going to have to make another one of those basic circuit boards, but that's fine. This is going to take 400,000 RF, so it's going to take a while, especially since our power generation is relatively slow. We'll want to upgrade that, hopefully in the near future. But for now, let's get this going. So we'll put 2 of those, 1 of those, 1 of those, 1 of those, and 1 of those in there. And that will allow us to start working on the basic machine frame. And that's going to be really, really good for us to have. There we go. Now it's going. It's going to completely drain both of these generators, so it will take a while. But in the meantime, there's something else I want to work on too. So let's go ahead. I'm almost thinking I should make one of these basic circuit boards first. Yeah, why don't we do that? Let's see, we're going to need 6 of those, and then I need my carpenter. Here we go. So we'll get that started too while we work on everything else. And I'm just going to put the carpenter down like right here, I guess. It doesn't really matter. And we'll put that in there. And that is the recipe for that thing, right? Yeah, tin ingot. Why you no work? Maybe it's not compatible with industrial craft ingots for some reason. That would be kind of strange. But I guess we'll use one of the ones from Tinker's then. That's a little weird. Okay, not a big deal. Should work just fine. Like so? No? It has energy. No recipe matching. Carpenter. Oh, it needs water. Right. I knew that. There we go. Now we can make our other basic circuit board. And there we go. Okay. So, I totally knew that it needed water. I knew it. I just forgot to mention it. It's all good. It's all good. So we'll make 2 basic machine frames, and then we should be in good shape. As I said, though, it is going to take quite a while for those to be put out and produced. So in the meantime, I want to show you something else. I've been working on I made a new pick. I made this one out of steel with a paper cross-binding thing and a steel handle. So this is going to be a much better pickaxe than what we've got currently. And I'm trying to decide if I want to... Decisions. Do I want to make that my endgame pick? I don't think so. I think I'll want cobalt. I am going to add a diamond to this iron hammer, though, so I can mine obsidian very quickly. And now I'm going to head off and gather a bunch of resources while I wait on those machine frames to be produced, and then I'll come back to you. Alright guys, I am back, and I think I have everything I need to make the first of 2 very important machines, and this is going to be the redstone furnace. This is going to be the first machine that I want to make, and this should be everything. We do have the basic machine frame. It finally finished the first one, and there we go. The other thing that I want to make for it is an augment, which if you've been watching my other series, you might have seen this already, but it's the Trivection chamber. And basically what this thing will do, Oh, you know what? I put it in here. There we go. Basically, what this thing will do is allow it to double the amount of food. So, for example, if I take this stack of potatoes right here, what'll happen... Actually, let me grab a chest as well. Do I have any? I don't think I do. Okay, let's go ahead and just make a chest real quick. And there we go. So what I can do is if I hook this thing up to one of the generators, we'll say... I'm going to say this one, even though it's not really going to work very well at the moment, just because all the power is being drained in to make another basic machine frame. But basically, if I take out the redstone one, because I don't care about that at all, and I put this trivection chamber in here, when this potato cooks, it'll turn into 2 baked potatoes. And that will be very, very helpful, because then I can run this thing on baked potatoes, and that is going to be a lot of fun once we get that all going. So that's kind of the basic plan. I do want to see real quick, if I get rid of this thing should start transferring its power over here. There we go. What's the difference? Okay, so this is 24 RF per tick if it's running on baked potatoes, whereas this is only 16. So I'm actually going to let this go for a little while. Oh, it's outputting. It's currently set to output directly to the generator, which is fine. That'll work. Okay, so we'll let that go for a little while just so this thing will generate power faster. And then once we've had this going for a little while, I'll put the other stuff back on. And here we go. And we'll get that all hooked back up. So should be good to go. Oh, not there. We want that to go right here. There we go. Yeah, 24 RF per tick. Much, much better as far as the power gen goes, to the point now where this is actually filling up all the way. It also uses less power if you've got that trivection chamber in there. But since in Infinity Evolved you can only cook food in a redstone furnace, although some of you said that I can actually cook toast the normal way, just in a regular furnace, but that's okay. Since you can pretty much only cook food in a redstone furnace, that will be very, very helpful for us, and it's going to open up some automation options for us as well. So I'm going to get back to work, guys, and I'll be back with you in just a little bit. Alright guys, I am back and I've got myself another basic machine frame. It's all finished up. I did go ahead and add a second culinary generator, but what I want to make with this machine frame is a sawmill. And what am I missing? Maybe nothing. Maybe I'm just not... Oh, right, durability. Got it. Okay, there we go. So what the sawmill will do is if I take oak wood planks, and actually let's grab the wires and the stuff for immersive engineering as well. If I take the sawmill and I hook it up to our little system right here, and we'll just go like that. Let's actually break this one. Put it back. And I'm just going to connect all of these up like so. There we go. If we take the sawmill and we put an oak wood log in there, it's going to turn into 6 planks. And that's really important because, as you guys are probably aware, normally I can only get 2 planks. And that makes things like building and all that kind of stuff a real challenge. So having a good source of wood between that and the lumber axe, I should now be pretty much set for wood. That's going to be a big deal. Now, I do want to make one minor change to the sawmill, and that is this. I want to take out the redstone control and put in this integrated hopper apparatus, and what that's going to do is allow me to pull stuff directly out of a chest. So, if I make a chest right here, and we put it, say, I don't know, off to this side, then we'll just do that. And say blue comes in from here, we can just put oak wood like that. And it should automatically take it in from this chest and turn it into planks, just like so. Now, the other thing that I want to do is I would like to make an output chest as well. So I'm thinking we'll make, in fact, let's make just one output chest, but we'll make that the output chest for both this culinary generator and this redstone furnace as well. So we'll do this. And I'll put the culinary generator, I guess, like back here or something. I don't know. It doesn't really matter because it's all going to be hooked up using these power lines anyway. So we'll put that on there. You connect there and you connect there. There we go. And then we'll put the baked potatoes in. Now, the other cool thing that I can do is I can easily make toast and bread. But oh, here we go. So the way that this works is if I take wheat and put it in a crafting window, I can make wheat flour from Natura, and then I can put that in here and it will cook right into a loaf of bread. What that means is I have a very, very good source of food because one wheat can be turned into 2 bread, and then I can actually cook that again into toast, and toast is a pretty good source of food. And more importantly, it's a good source of power for our culinary generators. I know I've been using that a lot, actually. It's kind of my new favorite source of early game power, honestly. It works really, really well, and I've been using it quite a lot in actually pretty much all of my modded series right now. I think I'm using toast power, but I'm doing it because I love it, and I think it's fantastic. So that's what we're going to do for power, at least for the time being. I believe that would generate, let's just look, actually, 28 RF per tick, which is going to be more than what you would get with baked potatoes. So that's probably going to be our best source of power, at least for the time being, and soon we will upgrade and move on to bigger, better things. But guys, I am definitely out of time for this episode. Between episodes, I'm going to start chopping down a whole bunch of trees, getting a whole bunch of wood, and all that kind of stuff, because it is almost time to leave this horrible little starter base place thing behind. It is time to move on to greater, greener pastures and set up a proper base, I think, now that we have a good source of wood and all that kind of stuff. But we'll be tackling that in the next episode. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it, and it really helps out my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. There are links in the video description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.